Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cosmetic bag or a pencil case. It's entirely up to you. But first things first, I have 2 pieces of outer fabric and 2 pieces of wadding and 2 pieces of lining. And they measure 12.5 inches by 7.5 inches. And I have my zip. The zip is a lot bigger than what I actually need, but I like to do that so as I can move the slider out of the way of the machine and it's not going to harm the machine in any way. So I need to change my zipper foot on my machine, so I'm going to do that. Put my zipper foot on, and first of all I'm going to take 1 piece of outer fabric and a piece of wadding and put the rest to one side, and then I'm going to sew the zip on the outer fabric. First thing then is we get the teeth of the zip and the slider and we turn them over and face down on top of your outer fabric, like so. Now I've got it so the slider is well out of the way, and I'll show you later how we cut it down. So I'm going to sew along the ribbon of the zipper and it'll attach it to the outer fabric. So here we go. If you prefer to pin, that's fine. You can do that. And here we go. That's the one part done. As you can see, that's it when we put it the right way up. So now we need the lining fabric. Let's just get 1 piece. Got 1 piece to one side. And then the lining piece goes on top of the ribbon. So it'll be right sides together with your fabric, and the zip is wedged then between your outer fabric and your lining fabric, and then we stitch along again. It. Then when we pull them apart, you've got your zip wedged in and then your nice clean lining fabric as well. So now we're going to do the same on the other side. Cut off those ends. So now we've got the outer fabric. Make sure the dogs are the right way up. Don't want them upside down one side and the right way the other. And then this time I'm going to place the ribbon, the teeth of the ribbon, on top of the fabric. So then both fabrics are right sides together. And then line it up with the edge. And then I'm going to stitch along the zip again and attach it to the outer fabric. It's just moved, so I'm just lining it up. Ready? those edges off now, just to keep it nice and tidy. And now we're going to go again with the same piece. We're going to put them right sides together again, so the lining fabrics are right sides together, and where I've already stitched I'm going to cover that up. So but I can already feel where the zip is. See, that's the liner attached. Oh, come on. So when we pull the liner apart, there's our zip. This is going to be the inside of our bag. And then pull the outer fabrics apart, like so. So there's our zip in the middle. And now what I like to do, I'm going to stitch along the top to keep the fabrics together. And to stop the fabrics moving, I'm going to pin my pieces together. So I'm pulling it apart and then just putting a couple of pins in to stop it jumping back, and then I'll stitch it wrong. Let's turn that round. Extra piece of cotton there. I didn't want to go in. That's it. So those aren't going to go anywhere now. So let's turn it over. And I'm going to smooth it out as best as I can. I'm keeping my zipper foot on. And then I'm going to wedge the edge of the foot to the zip, the teeth of the zip, and that will be my guide to hopefully get in a straight line. That bit's not pulled. There we go. Okay, so away we go. And there we have a nice stitch. I think it gives a lovely professional finish with your work when you give a outline stitch. So let's just trim off those edges, and I'm going to turn it round now, and I'm going to repeat on the other side. That's it. That looks fine. So there we have our two pieces now that have got the stitching on the outside. So they won't be going anywhere. Right. So now I'm going to take my pins out. I'm going to apart the lining on both pieces, and I'm going to stitch them together now. Now I'm going to leave the zip a little bit. I'm going to, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew along the edge just to hold it together for me when I have to move the slider out of the way. So just do that. It's a nylon zip, so it will stitch over the teeth. If you use a metal one, be very careful. You would have to use tabs because you can't do it between over the teeth. You can't stitch over the teeth. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to sew all the way around. When I get to this part here, when I get to this corner, I'm going to stop. I'll show you why in a minute. Then we're going to leave a gap at the bottom of the liner for turning, and then I'll show hand stitch it later. So here we go. Let's put my other foot back on now. If you want to stitch the pieces together, that's fine. That's up to you. It's your project. It's what you feel happy doing. So off we go. Right, when we get to the zip, we need to pull the pieces together, and then we're going to go over it nice and slowly. Need to pull a bit of help. There we go, that's gone over nicely. I'm quite happy with that. Put my needle down so as I can turn my work round. There we go. And just lining it all up. Now I can go again now. The bit we can't forget to do. Now I'm coming to the slider end. I'm going to open up the bit before I stitch it, and I'm going to move the slider to the other end of the fabric, so it's here, if you can see. So I'll show you inside. It's actually open now, so as I can turn it. And that's why I stitched the ends of the zip, so as I could, it'll hold it in place for me. Okay then, so we're gonna carry on and hold together. Get the zips together now, and away we go. Come into the zip, so I'll go over it nice and slowly. I find it easier holding the ends, these long ends. Let's go over it nice and slowly. There we go. Carry on. My needle down a little bit more. That's it. Turn my work round. Now, I must remember to leave a gap. So I'm going to stitch up so far, do a couple of back stitches to secure the stitches, and then I'm going to move it along about there. Put it back down, a couple of back stitches. And that's it. It's all stuck together now. So what I need to do now is cut those 2 pieces that I've already done. Cut off the ends of my zip. Cut the edges on the corner, just cut right across. It helps with the bulk. It's not so bulky then. And as you can see, some of my fabric has moved, so I'm just going to cut it down. It's nice and neat and close to the stitch line. I'm going to cut the other end of the zip. And again with the liner, I'm going to cut the corners. And now the moment of truth. So I'm going to put my hand right in through the lining, through the zip, and I'm going to have this corner and push it through with my thumb and pull it through. And because I've made a big enough hole for turning, it's come through rather nicely. Tuck that in. I normally do it this way, get my fingers in each corner and push them out. Do the same with the top. And the top there. And now we have our cosmetic bag. What I shall do later is I shall have the lining. Some people use the machine to stitch it up for quickness, but I'm going to hand stitch it to finish it off. I'm going to do a ladder stitch. So if you pull, put your fingers in there, it'll automatically go inside, and then I'm going to do a ladder stitch later. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please click like, that'd be fab. And if you would like to see more videos on tutorials on other projects, please subscribe. And until next time, and bye for now.